got a call on the radio show this morning from a Florida man. He said he loved Newsmax, but wondered why we focused on the communist who is running for New York's mayor. I explained that it's likely that the majority in New York will elect this guy, Zoran Mandami. I asked him if he thought there were enough patriots in the New York area to elect the GOP candidate, Curtis Sliwa. He said, yes, in a three-way race. I said, that's a really good point. Perhaps the only chance New York has is if leftist anti-Americans vote for Mandami, the Democrats who pretend they love our country will vote for COVID Cuomo, and the rest of the Democrat votes for Eric Adams. There may be just enough conservatives, Republicans, and those who love America and our largest city not to consign it to live under leftist rule, because real Americans know what that means. I have shown this audience repeatedly evidence that the Democrat Party is the party of racism. As I have told you, they are racist not necessarily because they hate blacks or whites or brown people. They're racist as a mechanism to divide us so they can implement the only thing that, well, leftists really believe in: totalitarian rule by an elite few. In short, they want unchallenged power to run your life and enrich themselves. Leftists are racists. Dems keep proving me right. More truth bombs in today's preamble. Doesn't matter how big or small, how popular or obscure leftists are, they are the genesis of race hatred in the United States. From Barack Obama to the man Joe Biden says is the smartest man he knows, Hunter Biden.
For someone, am I going to be like all these Democrats say, you have to talk about and realize that people are really upset about illegal immigration. You. How do you think your hotel room gets cleaned? How do you think you got food on your table? Who do you think washes your dishes? Who do you think does your garden? Who do you think is here by the sheer just grit and will that they figured out a way to get here because they thought that they could give themselves and their family a better chance? And he's somehow convinced all of us that these people are criminals?
That's right. Hunter and his kind think that it's the job of all of those illegal aliens from 168 countries plus to clean his hotel room after one of his drug-laden benders. It's the job of illegal aliens to toil in the hot sun and grow food and harvest food. It's the illegal aliens' job to wash dishes. Yep, racist Democrat worldview right there. It's an established historical fact that the KKK was born of the Democrat Party. It was Democrats that erected the Jim Crow South, and it's Democrats who would treat a black man who wore the uniform of this country like this.
As a black American, Afghanistan veteran, a retired department head of the U.S. Department of Justice, I strongly support the Republican redistricting. I do not want, nor does the great state of Texas or this magnificent nation deserve to continue.
Gentlemen, will yield. The gentleman will be accorded the same respect that everyone testifying receives. We will come to order. Everyone, regardless of your belief, political persuasion, or age, or whoever you are an American, and you're entitled to be heard, and you will be heard in this committee.
Well, not if Democrats have their way. There's nothing that infuriates leftist Democrats more than a conservative black man who favors President Trump's redistricting plan, or a liberty-loving Latino who feels the same way, wandering off the Democrats' leftist ideological plantation. They will shout us down and show zero respect for those who don't want to surrender to their backward anti-American thinking. But it goes far beyond shouting. Leftist Democrats always get violent. On Monday, I told you about a racially motivated beatdown in Cincinnati, Ohio. White people were out for a night to enjoy a jazz festival, but spurred on by Democrats' racist and hate-filled rhetoric towards whites, a mob of blacks beat white folks to a pulp. My thanks to Senator Bernie Moreno for getting permission from one of the Democrats' victims. This is Holly. Look at the savage beating she took from racists. The senator was outraged. Me too. He notified the people of Ohio that Cincinnati's Mayor Aftab Pervil gave a weak response to this violence. The woke police chief, Teresa Thedig, blamed social media and not the hate-filled racist thugs for the beatings. The prosecutor in the area, Connie Pillich, couldn't make the case, and one of the sadists who conducted these beatings was set loose on $400 bond. And the leftist Democrat who represents Cincinnati in Congress, Greg Landsman, is hyper-focused on Ukraine. Couldn't give two rips about unacceptable racism running rampant through his district. If you want to see these photos, by the way, and share the ramifications of voting Democrat, head to my X page at csalcedoshow.com, at csalcedoshow.com. Let those you love see it. But the most honest and disgusting response to these racist beatings came from Cincinnati Councilwoman Victoria Parks, a leftist Democrat who wrote, quote, "They," meaning whites, "begged for that beatdown. I am grateful for the whole story," end quote. I have a book coming out, lays out even more facts about the inherent racism of the Socialist Democrat Party. In my view, it's one of the many factors that has led to the Great Black Awakening and the rise of the liberty-loving Latino. But what's instructive as to why this racism continues to grow and fester is the response from Ohio's Governor Mike DeWine and others in the Republican Party. The response has been anemic. They have condemned violence, not the overt left-wing racism behind the violence. And so long as weak Republicans fail to address the real problem, it will continue. So let me, your liberty-loving Latinos, say what the milquetoast Republicans will not. The left is the genesis of racism and division in this country. The left is the sponsor of un-American violence in our streets, whether it be from BLM, Antifa, or whatever the communists are calling themselves this week. Real Americans condemn all racism, even when expressed through violence. Americans should henceforth only put people in government who are committed to stopping it. You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.